long have those been on our recordings? All year, at least.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't used the buttons. The old trivia buzzers.
From Die Hard, back at Christmas time.
Hey,
Welcome.
to
Entertain.
this.
Woo!
It's a
Podcast.
about
Movies.
TV shows.
And video games!
Games! But today, books.
Yeah.
As we put on our
I was like,
glasses,
what are you talking about? Yeah.
our smoking jackets and ascots, my pipe that blows bubbles.
I know how to read.
I do read words good.
Yes.
Yes. We know how to read or read on this show.
Yes.
Shockingly. So, for this episode, we're going to read to you, the listener, and to you.
My name is Hayden.
Hi, Hayden.
Hi.
One day you'll be back in your chair. We'll have to clean up all the crap that's sitting in front of it and on it
Yeah.
and plug back in your headset and your mic.
The squeals.
That he does on purpose. With the,
Yeah.
And like just the maniacal look on his face when he does it. He's like,
Thinks it's hilarious when it blows out our eardrums. But, that's neither here nor there.
Nope. Maybe he'll be on the show by the end of the year. Because so far, I mean, we've had his job opening on jobs.com, but no one sent us any resumes yet.
And look, it doesn't take much to beat him out. Just saying.
You have to just be here.
Show up, contribute a little.
Yeah.
Who cares if you're half a world away? You
Yeah.
throw us a little bit of something here and there.
He wrote a review and sent it to us that I had to read
Once.
once.
In a year's time so far.
And then I think he wrote an ad read
Yeah.
that I read.
Yeah.
That was it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Other than that, nothing. We're in the 9th month of the year. Nothing.
Not a thing.
Honestly, some people. But Hayden, hurry up and come back.
Our foreign correspondent doesn't correspond.
No, he's not good at it. I don't think he understood the job description very well.
He's on a vacation over there. What are you talking about? All
He's
the
just-
sandy beaches
He's just working out
with no water.
and mailed internet.
Yeah, well, we love you, man. Have fun.
They send him frames and postcards for video games he's playing.
Gets Polaroids.
He's still in the title screen of Baldur's Gate 3. Hayden's internet is like the cutscenes or the ending scenes of Dragon Ball Z. On the next episode, on the next episode. But this episode, we're doing books
That should be movies or shows.
that we would want to see as movies or shows.
Yes.
Some of these I wanted to put The Hobbit, and it's like, but just do it better.
Yeah, there were some of these. I could have put different books that have been like, if they just did it right.
Yeah, if they just did it right.
But as far as I know, all of my list doesn't actually have a movie directly. I mean, there might be some that are used as inspiration, but nothing directly made from it.
There's one I think that's in production,
Oh, yeah?
and one that's kind of a show that they're not doing a good job. You already knew. We'll get to that then when we get to it.
Okay.
But before we get into it, social media, Mitchell. Well,
you can go to
entertainthispodcast.com, which will take you to our Facebook group and page.
You also go to our X/Twitter, which is @thisentertain, our Instagram, which is entertain.this, and our YouTube and TikTok, entertain this, ! And it took a lot of concentration not to laugh while you're messing with me.
You're the easiest one to mess with. Every time you do it, all you got to do is I go,
I know.
well,
I just
or look at you.
look down and not look at you.
Or I just go, Mitch is the easiest person to make laugh on this show.
I was about to take hot sauce. I was about to say something. I was like, oh, yeah, never mind.
If you did, I was like, this is a great episode. I'm so happy. So I only have 9 because shockingly, there's a lot of books I was thinking of, and I was like, now they made that into a movie, or now that is a movie. Oh, crap, they made that into a show or something.
I've got 10, 11-ish.
Okay, so what's your 11-ish?
Predator, South China Sea.
Okay.
Everybody knows who Predator is from the movies and stuff, but basically this one takes place where all these, like, kind of illegal arms dealers and stuff go to this reserve in the South China Sea where this person basically hosts them to where they can hunt animals that it's illegal to hunt. Like one's like this some kind of like African lion. One was this giant rhino, and there's like a giant crocodile. But basically, they're all there. Like one was like one of the characters is like a Russian assassins. Like two of them are there. I forgot what the main guy, what he was.
An accountant.
There was a guy that was like a Bolivian bouncer or something like that. He was there. Just they were all there for different reasons because they're kind of from the underworld, like crime and stuff. But they go there because they can hunt.
The seedy underbelly of society.
Yeah. And while they're there, the predator, looking for good,
a good time.
Yeah, he's there looking for his new trophies and stuff. He goes there because they're all expert hunters, and he
hunts them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, basically, it's just like the original Predator, where he takes them out one at a time. But there's the island. It has like its game preserve like building, and then there was another part where it was like an old fort from like the Vietnam era, where the Predator they find out the Predator actually kind of holds up because he's basically put animal skulls and stuff around the outside of where the bunker was, and it's pretty cool because like the Russian assassins like they lay traps and stuff, and then eventually they get found out and he kills them. And there's one where like these two guys are hunting for the Predator, but they're kind of the bad guys as well. And the crocodile gets a hold of them because they're sneaking through the swamp trying to sneak up on the Predator.
And they forgot about the crocodile.
Yeah,
that was probably going to be in the swamp.
Well, it hadn't been seen in like a week or something like that they've been down there, so they thought maybe it's on the other side, and they find it. It's a pretty cool book. It's hard to explain because there's so much going on at one time, but basically they're on this island. It's a game preserve that was like an old military base. You have some military guys that aren't military anymore. They're like just
mercenary guys, or
that work for the guy that owns the island. So like they're kind of cannon fodder for the Predator. So it's a fun book when you read it, because it goes from the like back and forth from different characters' points of view, and there's a couple of chapters that are like from the Predator's point of view. So it's just telling you how he's stalking them and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I'd like to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it would be kind of like Prey, but just in a different setting.
I'd like to watch that.
All right.
Well done. Well, you want to do your number 10, and then I could do my number 9.
Okay, I'll do number 10. Predator Turnabout.
It's just all Predator, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, we do love Predator on the show.
I have read probably about 6 or 7 Predator books. But
impressive.
And then, like, none of them have continuity with each other. They're just all individual stories. But the Turnabout basically takes place in Alaska, where this retired military person is a game warden, and so he just lives out there. And his
I thought of a 10th. That I don't think is actually a movie. But
he lives out there in like his little hut kind of thing. Well, this other girl, he's going to take a vacation. So this girl comes out there. She's a newer game warden. She comes out there. She's talking to him. She's going to stay a couple of days while he shows her the ropes before he leaves for a couple of weeks. Well, while he's out there, some poachers and stuff come up there hunting grizzlies and things like that, and they go out to try and stop the poachers. Well, the poachers think that they haven't come into contact with each other, and the poachers think that the game warden's messing with them because one of their guys just vanished. Like, they don't know what happened to him. And then they found like the carcass of a bear with a head missing. And everybody else knows the Predator got him, but like the two hadn't come across, so they think the game warden's messing with them. So they go to the game warden's like hut, and they surround it and tell him to come out. Well, he's confused, like, what's going on? But because he's like a special ops retiree, he sneaks out the back, takes the girl with him, and they kind of like venture off into the woods. But it's a lot of cat and mouse with like the poachers chasing them. And for about halfway through the book, like, they don't even know the Predator's there, and he's like hunting them the entire time. But then there's one cool scene where it talks about like this guy was an ex-sniper basically, and he's got his 50 cal rifle. And there's one scene where he's talking about how at this point he's realized that they can see thermal, but he's got a ghillie suit that kind of can contain the heat to block it out to where they don't see it. Well, he's laying across the field, and he sees 2 shimmers of light moving around, and like he sees like the bear being held up by its foot and being skinned, and all of a sudden the shimmer, like one of the shimmers fade into like you see the Predator. Well, he's got his rifle, and he takes a shot, hits it directly in the chest, knocks it off its feet, and at the same time, the other one, he sees like the yellow eyes flash. And he said the next thing he knew, it was just a blur of movement, and he knew it was coming after him, so he had to take off. So it's a really cool book. Like I said, most of the book is like a cat and mouse between the poachers, the game warden, and the predator, and it's a lot of like kind of sniper games, kind of like what's that war movie where the two snipers are in like Eastern Europe.
Oh, Enemy at the Gates.
Yes, it's kind of like that where the predator has his like shoulder mounted cannon. He's like going through the woods trying to find him while this sniper's like gillied up, trying to take him out from a distance. And then you got the poachers just like Ramboing through the woods looking for
Woo!
But it's a lot of fun. It's a good read because he's also having to try and keep the girl alive, which she's a game warden, but she's not to the level that he is. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice book. I've read it twice at least. I think I started reading it the third time. I just hadn't finished it. It's a good book.
Nice.
I like it. There's several more Predator books, but I didn't list any of those. Because one is called Big Game, and I think they're going to adapt.
Is that like what Predators is?
Well, I think the next like Prey continuation, I think that's kind of being adapted slightly from that, so I didn't include it. But it's like a Navajo guy in modern day is in the military, and the Predator shows up, takes out the military outpost, and he's like hunting him through the Dakota Badlands. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah,
it'd be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah. But that's all I got for those two.
Mine, the Call of Cthulhu.
Okay, I've never heard of that. I know what the character is, but I don't know
the H.P. Lovecraft book.
They did well, no, because it was called Lovecraft, but it was very
it's
different.
not really.
Yeah, it was very different.
Because Call of Cthulhu is the narrator is like deceased or something, but he's writing a manuscript about like they found this like little mini statue of Cthulhu. They had no clue what it is. This is like in like the 1920s.
Okay,
and it's this whole like account of like them fighting like a cult in like Louisiana of like these like monstrous looking people who like bred with like the people who like live in like Ryloth or whatever or Ryla, like the city where Cthulhu's like entrapped. And like they interbred with like humans. And it's like he's getting hunted, and then like there's a guy that he like tracks down and tries to meet, but he's killed.
Okay.
Because he saw Cthulhu. Like they ended up like on a ship and crashed like on this place, and like the way it's like it's all written in the script, like it'd be really difficult to make it fit. Like, you can read it and kind of get what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you would visually represent it. Because like there was like some dudes like they opened like the door and like saw Cthulhu, and like one dude just died. He was just like he was just dead.
Well, like the two Predator ones, I think they'd be better as a movie, but this sounds like it'd be better as a TV show to be able to explore all that stuff.
And then like I think at the end, like he's being hunted by the worshippers of Cthulhu.
Okay.
And I think he's actually killed by them at the very, very end, or it's alluded to that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Because like they find the statue, and like he gets like a manuscript from another guy about like his account. He's killed by the worshippers of Cthulhu. He gets the statue, and then like he starts like having like horrible dreams because of it, and it just goes down this rabbit hole of like finding out what Cthulhu is.
We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favorite podcast app now.
Because I never read the book, but I know, I've seen pictures of the character Cthulhu, like the little tentacle-looking face thing.
Yeah.
But I just never knew what the story was about. Okay.
Well, that, or there's another book he did, The Shadow over Innsmouth, which is, you have to read it, but that would also be good.
Okay.
Because that's like a dude that like goes to like this town that he heard about, and like everybody in like Massachusetts, like no one goes there. Like they pass through. They're like, no, you're not stopping here. Because it is like,
Silent Hill.
yeah, it's like Silent Hill or something out there. And then there's like river, like ocean people, and like they have to like give them like fish, and like these people turn into like monstrous, like mongoloid looking dudes, and like they have to eventually return to like the water civilization because they can't live on land anymore.
Atlanteans.
Yeah, it's like that. Like they're like growing gills and something like webbed hands and like big eyes. It's like it's wild.
Okay.
So those would be cool. I'd check that out.
Okay. My number 9.
Yeah.
Tomorrow War, which this guy, the author is
Isn't that a movie
well
with Tom Cruise?
no, that's the let's see. Tomorrow War is the one with Chris Pratt.
Okay.
But this is something different. It's called the same, but this is basically like there's a guy who's kind of like, I guess I want to say he's either in the military or another one that's like retired military. But essentially, there's an EMP that gets set off in America, and it's basically his story, and it's written in like a journal kind of thing, where like day one, or he'll write like August 19th, 2023, and at this time, and then he'll list out what happened that day. But it's this guy that he's basically trying to defend his. Well, to start off with, the book there's like 3 books, but to start off with, he's just trying to survive because there's like government that they don't know if it's the actual government or if it's just a group of people that are trying to take over. They set up these camps where essentially it's like concentration camps, like the middle of town and stuff, where they're not like going in and like experimenting, but they're like keeping people pinned up and they won't let it, they're barely giving them any food, just enough to survive. But basically like the entire town's been, captured and being held in these places. And then you have your few survivors that are out on the outskirts of town. Well, he ends up like in the first book, he's like living inside of a train car, but he's got his CB radio hooked up to where he's trying to communicate with other people. And he runs into a few survivors here and there that he helps out or they help him out. But it's basically like his ambush tactics, trying to take out these guys, figure out who they are. It's very interesting. I'm trying to remember what the author's name was, because he writes another book that I have later on. But it's just a really good and detailed story because the person that actually writes it is from the military. Like he's a retired military vet, so he's really good at describing, how to go about like packing his, his bag and stuff to get ready. It's a very detailed thing that I think would fit better as like a TV show.
Yeah, I'd say some of these are hard to do as a film.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this and the other one later would be better as TV shows because you can. It's almost like the first season of The Walking Dead. I mean, it would just be a barren landscape kind of thing where he's just going through, his day-to-day life where he's trying to build his defenses, different things like that. I can't remember the name of the author. Oh, J.L. Bourne. That's his name. I know you've never heard of him, but
no.
But he writes this and 2 other book series, but it's just really good as far as like a post-apocalyptic, realistic scenario. So I think it'd be fun.
I think that would do well. Mine is Halo: The Fall of Reach.
You just want it done right?
Yeah.
Because Halo Season 2 did The Fall of Reach.
Yeah, they didn't. No.
Because you never saw anything except for the unarmored
Master Chief
running
nope,
around.
I don't want that. I want Reach, I want all the Spartans running around.
Yeah.
I want the dudes from Halo Reach. No helmets, or they all have helmets on.
Yeah.
I want that as a movie.
Okay.
It'll probably be a movie.
Yeah, I would think so. Because you could cover the basis of what's going on in
Or
a movie. And
maybe a mini series.
Yeah.
Like 5 episodes or something, or 4 episodes. Like nothing.
Okay.
And then obviously the end is the glassing of Reach. And then the Pillar of Autumn escaping into slip space, being followed by the Covenant fleet, and then obviously finding the first Halo ring.
But then you got to set up with a sequel. So.
Yeah, and then it'd be Halo.
Okay. My next one is The Sword of Attila, which I don't know how realistic it is to like the actual history, but in this book, basically,
I'm assuming it's the Sword of Attila the Hun.
Well, yeah, basically in this book, it starts off with Attila and I forgot the Roman general's name, but his
Caesar.
No, it's like his son,
Augustus. Octavian.
I don't know. You're gonna guess. I still don't know. But it's Attila as a kid and this other general as a kid, and basically the Huns and the Romans swapped them as like a truce, and so the Romans raised Attila, and the Huns were supposed to raise the other kid, and he ends up being basically a slave to them, whereas Attila actually gets raised and trained in all the military tactics and stuff, and then when they become teenagers later on, they switch back, and that's when Attila starts, his rise to
number one.
Yeah. But it's really interesting because about half the book is him learning and different tactics and stuff like that. And then when they switch, that's when he starts going on his rampage to basically take over Eastern Europe and all of Asia. And it's really interesting. They talk about how, he his harem and
his concubine.
Pretty much. And then, their development of using horseback fighting and stuff like that.
Archers on horseback.
And it was really good as far as like the description. It in my mind, I pictured like the Braveheart kind of battle scenes, because they're talking about how they all fired their arrows and stuff, and they would ride from horseback and just shoot arrows, whereas the Greeks were using their what do you call it, with the horse and carriage, I guess,
Chariots.
Yeah. They were using those and just getting annihilated because they couldn't turn. And they weren't as mobile as the
Huns.
Yeah, I mean they could move fast, but the Huns could just take them off or take them out. But it's a really good book as far as like the upbringing of Attila versus they basically just abused and hurt the Greek kid, like beating him and leaving him out to starve and stuff like that. Whereas Attila was actually raised to their own detriment to learn all their tactics, and then he went back and used that against them.
It's like, this has not gone well. Damn.
But it was a really good book.
It's like the CIA giving the Mujahideen a bunch of weapons in the 1980s. Yeah, that panned out well in the future.
It was a really good book. I think it'd make for a pretty good movie, like in Gladiator style, like that kind of.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That kind of film. But anyways, what's your next one?
My next one is Star Wars: Heir to the Empire.
Which is...
That's supposed to have been what would have happened after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So where Leia and Han have two kids, Jason Solo and...
Ben?
No. No, that's Luke's son.
Oh, okay.
Luke's son is Ben Skywalker.
Okay.
With Mira Jade.
Yeah.
But Han Solo's son becomes a Sith Lord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, this is like 20-something years after Return of the Jedi. Like, Luke had rebuilt the Jedi Order. He was married to a Jedi. That he had a son named Ben.
Well, they kind of did part of that where Han Solo's son becomes like the Emperor or the bad guy.
Yeah. But, I mean, he was, like, bad.
Oh, okay.
But, like, way cooler than Kylo Ren.
Okay.
That broody, big-nosed teenager with dopey ears. Like, this was Han Solo's kid running around like Leia had been trained as a Jedi. Han Solo's daughter... I think they were twins.
Okay.
They were twins. I think she ends up having to kill him to stop him. Chewie dies.
Jeez.
Like they crash a moon into a planet. It's like, whoa.
Okay, it's a little different there.
Yeah, it was like the expanded universe. Everybody's like, this is basically what they wanted Star Wars to be after.
Okay.
Was that plot line. And, of course, we got this bogus crap.
Have you ever seen any of the other movies?
I've seen The Force Awakens. I've seen Last Jedi twice. Hated it.
Okay.
Hated it. The first time I watched it, I was like, maybe it's me.
Well, I knew at one point you said you hadn't seen them because you refused to watch them.
I haven't seen The Rise of Skywalker. I refuse to watch it.
Okay.
I've seen so many clips and read through this, and I was like, no, this isn't. No, this isn't what Star Wars was supposed to be.
Yeah. I was really disappointed to find out like Rey is like a Palpatine.
Yeah.
And then she renames herself Skywalker at the end. It's like, come on.
You
now.
can't just choose to be Skywalker and have both your hands.
Yeah. All right, you got to sacrifice here.
You got to cut one off. Pick. You either cut it off yourself or a Sith Lord's going to do it for you. Preferably your dad, because that's how they roll.
The next one I wrote down, I kind of cheated. It's a comic book, but it was written by Keanu Reeves.
Ooh.
It's called Berserker.
Huh.
And basically, it's this guy who was during the Ice Age. He was a caveman.
Mm-hmm.
He gets struck by lightning because some god gives him basically immortality, to where he's kind of like Wolverine. Like if he gets hit or whatever, he just heals, and he lives forever.
Sounds like Vandal Savage too.
Because it's kind of like that because he'll just heal like Wolverine. Like if it's just like his skull is left, it'll repopulate and his eye will pop back up. But the book fast forwards back and forth from like, I guess slightly in the future to back in the Middle Ages and all that kind of stuff. But you'll see, like he's trying to figure out who he is because something happens to where he loses his memory and doesn't remember anything before he became immortal or something like that. But it's a really cool. It's kind of a mix between Wolverine's story and did you ever see the Netflix Old Guard with Charlize Theron?
No.
It's kind of a mix between that where he's trying to figure out who he is and like his past, but then because like they're the people that are he's working for the government with, like they supposedly know stuff about him, but they won't reveal it.
Yeah, of course they don't.
And then it's really cool because the character looks kind of like Keanu Reeves, so supposedly they're going to work on making something like that. But it's a really cool story. Just as far as like the back and forth between the government willing to help as long as he works for them, kind of stuff. Like basically it's like Wolverine without the claws, essentially. But it's pretty cool because like he goes on missions with other people and they're like, "Don't you need more than just a pistol?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm good.
He just runs out there like charges head first, just shooting pistols at him, or runs out there with an axe when everybody else has got guns.
I'm like, huh? And he's like, ugh.
But it was interesting to see like the stuff in the past where like he's fighting with other cavemen against another group of cavemen. And then it fast forwards like, he's remembering
Vietnam.
He's remembering bits and pieces as he's going along. So, and then but because he's immortal, he's lived through all these different ages. So it'll it'll like jump forwards and back to different times depending on each comic. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I cheated because it's a comic book, but it would be cool to see.
I would like to see that.
Like I said, written by Keanu Reeves, and the character resembles him. So I'm pretty sure they're going to make something of it.
Well, before he does that, he needs to do the Darth Revan movie.
Yeah.
And play Darth Revan. Get on it, Disney. My next one, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire.
Got a lot of Star Wars here, huh?
I kept it to 2.
Okay.
I didn't want to go buck wild with it. But Shadows of the Empire.
Okay.
Which takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Where you play, it's a video game. They made a game out of the book, or they made a book out of the game.
Yeah.
I think they expand a lot more in the book.
Okay.
But you like fight in the Battle of Hoth, and you have to rescue Luke Skywalker on Tatooine from a biker gang. You end up infiltrating Coruscant into the Imperial Palace to rescue somebody.
Had to rescue Luke Skywalker from the Hells Angels.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And like you're fighting your way to like the sewers of Coruscant all the way into like Zizor's palace, who's like a prince with like a crime syndicate who wants to have Darth Vader killed so he could become the Emperor's right-hand guy. And there's like
because Vader didn't have a left hand.
Yeah. He ain't got either. He's got mechanical hands.
All right, anyways, continue.
But I think it would just be a really cool movie.
Okay.
It would probably be a really good show.
So I've never played the game or read the book, so.
You never played Shadows of the Empire on Nintendo 64?
No, I didn't have a Nintendo 64.
Because like the opening mission is the Battle of Hoth, where you're flying around a snowspeeder.
Okay.
And grappling hook and Imperial walkers. The next one's Escape from Echo Base on Hoth. And then you do like a meteor mission where you're flying and you're shooting TIE fighters in like a meteor belt. That was really cool. And then you have to you fight on Ord Mantell because they're sending bounty hunters to kill Han Solo. So the IG-88,
yeah,
you have to kill him on Ord Mantell.
Okay.
Then you find out Han Solo is being tracked by Boba Fett. So you go to a planet called Gaul to find Boba Fett. You fight Boba Fett, but he escapes. And that's like the hardest mission in the game. And then you end up like on like a prisoner ship by the Empire, and you break out and kill everybody on board and take the ship. And then you end up in like, fighting your way through the Imperial Palace on Coruscant. And then you get rescued by Luke Skywalker and Lando Calrissian. Like you have to rescue Han Solo, and then you fight, at like some big space station battle.
Okay.
And escape. So it'd be really cool. I would love to. I would love to see that because people have been asking about that one since the '90s. Like this would be a cool movie. They've never done it.
Okay.
Breaks my heart. Be so cool. What's your next one?
Well, my next one is a book called The Dead.
The Dead. They're all dead. Next.
Basically, it's like with the Catholic end times, where basically all those that had taken the sacrament and stuff, they all go to heaven. Like everybody goes to sleep one night. There's like this loud thunder or loud noise, and then in the morning when they wake up, they realize that all those that were
Like the rapture?
pretty much, yeah, where they're all gone, and the dead have risen, and it's not like everybody being turned into zombies. Like it's like the actual people in the grave. So like whether they're bones or whatever, they just rise up, and they're not out to just eat people. They're out to because they're kind of sentient. Where like there's one where they're just dragging this person down the road. Like they've chained him up and they're dragging him down the road. There's another zombie that like grabs this person and just fills his mouth full of dirt and just kills him. And they're semi-sentient. Like one or two of them can talk, and like, they're like the leaders, and they just direct the other ones. But it's this one guy, and he has, I can't remember if it's his girlfriend or his wife, but it's the two of them and like some other family members or other people that were neighbors trying to survive and hide out in the different houses. And it's pretty cool because it plays a lot into like the, I guess like the religions and stuff, where like the main zombie, he says he's Legion. He's the leader of the dead. And it's just a really good, different interpretation on zombies and like the end of the world kind of stuff. Because, I mean, just spoiler because the book's been out for years, but like the only way this guy actually survives is because right before he's about to die, he takes the sacrament and like accepts the religion, and he goes to heaven. But like, I mean, basically the world's over, and they're just like ransacking. Like they took into account like in the book to make it to where you couldn't just get in a car and drive off. All like mechanical stuff is like degrading and rusting at an extreme level, like to where like the trucks and vehicles
Guns.
and stuff. Yeah, it's all just like degrading faster than what people could actually use. So it makes it very difficult for them to fight back.
Playing on hard mode?
Yeah, it's just a really good book, and I liked it a lot because it was a very good different interpretation on zombies and all that kind of stuff. Whereas, like I said, they're kind of sentient and they're out more to kill and maim as opposed to just to eat. And
They're just out there for the violence.
Yeah, because if they bit you or whatever, they don't turn you. They just
Bite you.
They bite you trying to kill you. Yeah, they're trying to tear you apart.
Damn.
As opposed to just change. Because, like I said, it's all everyone that was buried just raises up, basically.
So what you're saying is if you were raised a Roman Catholic, when let's call it the H hour happens, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, Mitch, you enjoy yourself.
I'm not going to be there. I'm not Catholic.
I am Catholic.
Oh.
I've taken the sacrament.
Oh, well.
Deuces. I'll watch from the globe upstairs.
Well, that's your problem.
It's like, I'd be watching from upstairs, like, I mean, I could take probably some of these zombie guys. Like, can I go down and, like, kind of duke it out? Can I get some cool heaven armor? Can we make it like a show, like a quest?
But it's an interesting book. I really enjoyed it. Anyways, what's your next one?
I mentioned I kind of want to read that.
I got it at home. I'll let you borrow it.
The Children of Hurin.
What's that about?
It's from Lord of the Rings. It takes place during the Second Age. The Children of Hurin. He's one of the leaders of men fighting against Morgoth.
Oh, so this is part of the...
Yeah, he gets captured by Morgoth and cursed.
Is this part of the Rings of Power that they had
No.
messed up? Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
This is from the First Age,
Okay.
actually, because Morgoth is still alive. So he's chained and, like, Angband and has to, like, watch this all happen because all of his descendants are now cursed, which is his son, Turin, who's a great leader of men.
Okay.
But it's his, like, Oedipus journey. Not Oedipus, but it's his sister.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know. Because the evil dragon Glaurung's part of it. Like, the fall of Gondolin happens during this.
Okay, yeah.
He ends up killing Glaurung. But Turin in what the original ending of, like, Middle Earth was, like the Daggorath, when Morgoth breaks back through the doors of night.
Yeah.
And recalls his hosts and dragons and the Nazgul and Sauron, and everybody's back in action. They have the mega good versus evil fight. Turin's the one that kills Morgoth.
Okay.
With like a sentient black sword.
That's pretty cool.
That he has because he accidentally kills his like elven best friend who had it.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember reading about that. The elf had the sword originally, and then Turin gets it, right?
Yeah. And then Turin eventually kills himself at the end of the book.
Okay.
Recasts himself down upon the sword.
I don't remember that part. Okay.
But there's an audiobook of it that Christopher Lee reads, who played Sauron, with like the coolest voice. You gotta check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
that would have to be a show. There's too much happening.
It'd be pretty cool to see though.
Because he ends up like grouping up and like leading he has his elf buddy and like a host of men, like first age dudes, like guys who were fighting Balrogs.
Okay.
Living in the woods, fighting orcs, taking them out, and it was like some Braveheart stuff. Freedom! Yeah, they're just running around doing cool stuff. He's the dragon helmet, and he's like the dragon warrior. He's got a sword that's like sentient and can like talk as he's cutting people down with it. Because after he kills his
How does he take out Morgoth? Was it Fingolfin? Or who was it that injured him on like 7 days or 7 hits?
Oh, Fingolfin.
How does Turin take him out if Fingolfin couldn't?
He's with the sword.
The sword
Just kills him with it.
Just the sword.
Morgoth could be killed.
Oh.
Or like his physical body could be destroyed and killed.
Okay.
Because he's wounded 7 times fighting Fingolfin.
Yeah.
And the wounds never heal.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. What's your next one?
My next one?
Huh?
It's
what is it? Huh? Say it.
Say it. Made by the same person that wrote The Sword of Attila. It's called The Last King.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually read this in high school. And I've read it twice because it's a really good book. But it's from the perspective of the king's son. But he's talking about how basically the entire book is like, essentially this king is Conan. Like that's the kind of level he's at.
Mm-hmm.
He's the ruler of the Assyrians or something like that. But it's not based on like history. It's just this king, like I said, from the perspective of his son, it's about how his dad rose to the heights of like, I guess kingliness
to be number one.
But he's like, he's a tough SOB. Mm-hmm. But he like it's all about like how he gets to the top, gets knocked back down, then
he gets up again. I get knocked.
Pretty much. Like,
pushing the night away.
But like he's. I mean, it's hard to describe. I mean, basically, he's like Conan. Like he's the manliest man. Like there, he's huge. Like he's huge.
He's huge. He's tremendous. He's gigantic.
It doesn't
Look at my muscles.
I mean, basically, it's like a never give up kind of story because he'll like lose his whole kingdom. He'll get he has 3 or 4 followers that escape with him, and then he'll meet somebody else along the way. Like
the king or this kid?
The king.
Okay.
And the son's with him the entire time. Well, like he meets this other woman that's like Amazon level kind of girl, and they mate and whatever and have a kid.
They mate.
Well, because they're not like together.
It's a business proposition.
Pretty much, they just hang out.
Look, our genes combined. This kid's gonna be a superhero.
But then they go to like the heights of like scale this mountain. Like they cause an avalanche, which takes off kind of like in Mulan, where they use an avalanche to take out this other guy's army. They take out most of his army, and then him and this other person sneak in to kill the leader of what's left. And it's really good as far as like the king was talking about how he's always prepared, and he's very. He plays chess instead of checkers, like because people always threaten to like kill him. He eats arsenic with his food just to where he's built up his immunity to it.
So they can't just poison him out of the blue.
Right. So it's really good. I know I'm not doing a service here by describing it, but it's a really good book that I think would make a very good TV show in the I guess in the Spartacus kind of realm. As far as, and that kind of production level.
Okay.
I think it would be pretty good. Just because it's very interesting to see the kid's point of view of his dad as the kid's growing up along with his dad, because it talks about how he's fighting all the way up until like the king's got like gray hair, like an old Conan or something like that fighting. But he like it talks about like the king uses a sword that very few men in the realm can even lift because he's such a big guy. And then like the Amazon, she's got a bow that only like the king himself could draw back because she's so strong. It's cool stuff. It's almost like fantasy, but still everything based in the realm of
reality.
Yeah, there's no like dragons or giants or anything like that, but it's just pretty cool.
I'd watch that. Mine next one is The Fall of Gondolin.
Or Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
How many of those yet?
That's it.
Okay.
I tried to be
Trying to curtail. Okay.
I tried to, pump the brakes on it
Okay.
with my fandoms and what I would want to see. But the fall of Gondolin was the last hidden city of the elves in the First Age until Turin was there from the the children of Hurin. And he gets into like a pissing contest with another elf guy. And there's a girl, an elf girl, who's all about Turin. And he's like, nah. He's like, I'm busy. I'm too busy being cool. I'm brooding. He's like, And then, So, there's a whole to-do. And then the elf ends up betraying the location of Gondolin to Sauron in exchange for something. But who's already dead now. And he's like, for this. And Sauron's like, time for you to go meet her. And kills him. Like, Sauron's a douche. But, like, dragons, Balrogs lead the battle into Gondolin and, like, scale the walls. Because Gondolin didn't have a bridge to get to the gates.
Okay.
Or a sturdy enough one where an army could move across it.
Yeah.
Until Turin, like, counseled that they should build one so they could take an army out and go do stuff.
Yeah.
Backfired big time.
You think?
It was not a great idea. But, eventually the location is betrayed, and then Glaurung, like, goes in and, like, because dragons can bewitch people by staring at them. And he makes eye contact with Turin and bewitches him, and he just makes him stand there still while Gondolin's just sacked by orcs and Balrogs.
I remember reading that, but didn't Turin end up killing him with like the helmet or something?
He kills him at the end with the sword.
Okay, I was thinking the helmet like stabbed him. He had like a horn on it or something. But no.
Yeah. I know he kills Glaurung at the end with the sword, but that's in the Children of Hurin.
Okay.
For the Fall of Gondolin, I got to read back through, but I have it. Someone kills a Balrog because he impales him with his helmet.
That's what I was thinking of.
And spear tackles him off the wall, like into the valley.
That's what I was thinking of because I remember reading that.
He's just like, nope.
He takes himself with him.
I think he actually kills Gothmog, the king of Balrogs, or the lord of the Balrogs.
Okay.
So he takes him out.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn. This was like, prime elves.
Yeah.
Not the nonsense that we're seeing in the Rings of Power. Like, like Legolas taking out like the entire Oliphant and everyone on it in Return of the King.
Yeah.
It's that times like 1,000.
Oh.
Like you read like the First Age elves fought Balrogs and won a lot of the time.
Okay.
Like these were different elves. These were super elves.
Well, since we're talking about that, I just put down the Silmarillion.
That's my number one.
Okay. Well, then I'll hold it because that's my number one as well.
All right.
I'll hold that because I didn't know if you were going to include that or not.
I was going to.
Well, since you put the other stuff, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know, but these were different.
Okay.
This is stuff that's alluded to in the Silmarillion, but these books expand on it greatly.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that because I did put that down. My next one is Hatchet. Did you ever read that book?
Years ago.
I remember I read it in middle school, but it was a really good book about this.
I think that was a movie.
Well, I did tell you all about there was a show on Netflix that actually came out that was similar where this girl's plane goes down and she has to survive and then make her way back out. But in the book Hatchet, basically this kid, I think he's going to see his dad and his plane goes down somewhere. Is it over Canada? I think
it's or like Alaska or something like that.
Yeah,
it's,
it's somewhere up north.
The Great White North.
Basically, his plane goes down, and he has to just learn to survive in the woods by himself. And literally, he has nothing but a hatchet. And then eventually, he goes and finds the supplies that were on the plane that I think are in the water or something like that. He has to swim down to get them out of the, what's still usable. But it's basically just his story of surviving in the wild by himself, and he's still a teenager. Learning, scaring off grizzlies and stuff like that to keep, just trying to stay alive, and it's learning how to build like a hut or whatever, not a hut, but a shelter kind of thing. It's just very interesting. I think it would make for a very good like mini series or movie. But I really enjoyed that book as a kid. So
I think we all of us every kid had to read that. Or who's our age now?
Yeah,
I don't know what they make kids read anymore. Books. It's like Punch or Kindle and or something. My next one's Rainbow Six.
I didn't know that was a book.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where it all came from. But Rainbow Six, the book, is totally different.
Okay.
Than like Siege, or
just go and fight.
Yeah, go and fight. Because in the book Rainbow Six, Rainbow has already been created. Rainbow's it's like the UN's counterterrorism action team.
Okay.
With 2 companies of guys, dudes from England, France, Germany, the United States, dudes who were like ex-CIA, all ex-Special Forces guys, Rangers, Green Berets, SAS. Like, these are just those dudes.
Yeah.
And they're based out in England, in Herefordshire, where the SAS, I think, is actually based.
Okay.
But they could be anywhere in the world in hours. And they detail, like, there's like a whole company of guys. And, like, the book is very minutia heavy. Like, oh, he's using an MP5. It's chambered in 9mm. It shoots X amount of rounds per second. And he has this kind of mag with these sort of attachments. It's like, gun nerd.
This is the reason I've never read any Tom Clancy books. He's just a little too detailed.
So, I mean, I read the full book, which is, like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire thick. The big one. Or, the Order of the Phoenix. The big, thick books. I read the Reader's Digest one, which was like 400, 300 something pages.
Yeah.
Where you got, what's his name? John. He's in charge of he's like their first commander. Liev Schreiber.
John Malkovich. Oh.
No, not. No, Liev Schreiber plays him. Willem Dafoe plays him.
I don't know.
I think what's his face played him. Anthony B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, in the Without Remorse movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He played. I can't remember what his last name is.
I don't know.
Why am I blanking on this?
Because you're dumb.
No, not the shut up. Because you're dumb. Screw you, Mitch. You're stupid. You never read the book.
You're right. You are right, sir.
But the plot of the book is they're getting called to multiple, counterterrorism things. And it's basically they're being tested by a shadow group of, like, eco-terrorists. Because they start noticing the same dudes are showing up.
Okay.
At certain incidents. And he's like he catches one of because one of the British guys smokes a pipe.
Yeah.
After like something, like they're like at a debrief, and he sees him at 2 different ones at different parts of the world. Like, hours later, he's at another one. He's like, who the hell are these guys? And then they find out that there's a secret, organization called Rainbow that are the elite counterterrorism unit on the planet. Okay. So basically, it becomes like an eco-terrorism plot where they want to like introduce a virus.
So
and
like
these guys, these guys go and guns in blazing and knock them all down. So I think that'd be really cool as like a show. Okay, and I mean, you got a lot of room for a cast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because you have all the Rainbow guys.
Yeah, then you have all the generals and all that.
Their commanding officers.
Yeah.
John Clark. I remember.
Who's John Clark?
He's the guy who's in charge.
But like, what's
of Rainbow? He's their first commander.
But
he was
who plays him?
He was SEALs. He was a SEAL in Vietnam. He gets recruited by the CIA, and then he does CIA stuff. And then they introduced Rainbow.
Okay.
And like he knows Jack Ryan because it's all in that universe.
He introduced the Rainbow.
Yeah, he's in charge. He's
what color was he?
Blue. I think it'd be really cool to watch. I'd like to see that as a show.
My next one is Batman No Man's Land, which it was a comic, but then it was actually made into a book. It was about 400 pages thick. It's a big book. And I think it'd be best as like a 3 movie animated movie because the first it's basically an earthquake happens in Gotham, which basically destroys the entire island of Gotham City. And like the rest of the government basically declares it a no man's land because it's just supposedly irredeemable as far as being able to rebuild it. And so they give them like a certain amount of time to get off the island. Well, certain one, like the villains stay, Batman's people stay, because at this point they think Batman's dead at the very, very beginning of the book. And then like the police stay, like Jim Gordon, he's like, no, this is his city. He's still going to protect it. So several of them, like Renee Montoya and Bullock and all them stay. Well, at the very beginning of the book, you have the villains kind of start coming out, and it's almost like gang warfare, where they literally tag their areas, and you have like Nightwing and Huntress and I think Batgirl. I think all of them are going out and like trying to
help the people who are left,
help stop crime and stuff, and then I'll assume Batman's dead, and then about a third of the way through the book,
Batman's not dead.
Batman returns. and he shows up and he starts going after the villains one at a time. Well, he shows up and starts just tagging areas after he beats up the goons that are there, like causing whatever trouble. And that's when the rest of the people start realizing that Batman's still alive. But then they find out that there's this other girl that's been tagging Batman stuff. So she actually becomes Cassandra Cain, it is Cassandra Cain. She becomes the other Batgirl, taking over Barbara's place. But it does a really good job of describing like the buildings and stuff as Batman's going through places that are familiar but not familiar because everything's changed. But you have characters like Black Mask, who has this whole mutilated gang that like they basically mutilated themselves to resemble his gang or whatever. You have the Jokers. You have
the Penguins. We
have Two-Face and his crew. The Penguin is basically profiting off of all this by selling them supplies, like an underground kind of thing. Catwoman's still around, but the Joker, he stays hidden from all the way to like the third act, where like he's just been hanging out in the asylum. He's free. He's just been hanging out there.
He just hasn't left yet. He's just like, yeah,
but
I can leave whenever I want. It's not a big deal.
Batman shows up in the second part, kind of kindles his friendship and stuff with Dick Grayson and all them after they thought he was dead. And then in the third act, that's when Joker comes out of the asylum and starts causing real havoc. And Lex Luthor comes in trying to buy up all of Gotham so that he can build it like he wants. And so Batman's actually having to maneuver fighting all these people and buying everything out from under Lex Luthor to keep him from like taking over the city, basically.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. It would be a good animated movie, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that would probably benefit as animated.
Yeah.
Plus, DC animated stuff always does better.
All right, we both have two more, and we have the same last one. So go ahead and do your next one.
I have two left.
Yeah, we have the same last one now.
Oh, okay. So my next one's To Catch a King.
What's that about?
So it's a World War II, like, kind of factual, artistic license to do. So this is like during World War II at the very, very beginning, like 1940, where the King of England, who abdicated, Edward, him and his wife, he lives in Portugal, in Lisbon.
Okay.
And the Germans are trying to like persuade, because he was like a Nazi sympathizer or something in real life. And he met Hitler, like he had been to like Germany, Nazi Germany. So they send like secret SS guys to like find him and do all stuff. That there's like American and British agents there too. And like it's just like a cat and mouse game of them trying to get to the king and queen, or who advocated, to like install them on the throne of England when the Germans take over Britain, or him like to start a movement, vice versa. So you got like German guys going after, which is based on a real person, Walter Schellenberg, and American and English agents fighting against each other.
Okay.
But there's Walter Schellenberg guy. He's like a master marksman. He ends up letting them go at the end because he's in a couple of Jack Higgins books. He's in that. And he's in The Eagle Has Landed, which they already made into a movie. Otherwise, that would be on my list. But that's German paratroopers disguised as Polish Free Corps guys are parachuted into England to capture and assassinate Winston Churchill.
Jeez. Okay.
So, it's a good book that I didn't think I'd like. Because on the cover it's like a swastika and like a king, like a crown.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? It's like To Catch a King. And I remember reading it, I was like, what? I was like, huh. Well, this is a pretty good book. I got it if you want to read it.
Well, my next one is Day by Day Armageddon, which is made by the same person that did the Tomorrow War. Mm-hmm. But this book series, which is 4 books, I think, total, I've read the entire series 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. And basically, it's all about zombies. This guy's an Air Force pilot that he's on his like retreat for like I think like a week or something like that. Well, while he's at home, they start, or maybe he's on his like he's in between tours or something like that.
He's just trying to enjoy some R&R.
But while he's at his house, like he's kind of a prepper guy. Like he's got solar panels on his roof. He's got a generator and stuff like that already. But he lives alone. He's not married. Doesn't have a girlfriend. Doesn't have pets or anything because he's always traveling as a pilot. Well, as he's at home, he starts hearing about this stuff on the news about this outbreak in China.
He's like,
well, they start talking about it, and they said they're not really showing anything on the news other than like talking about there's sick people in China. But then, like, on the online stuff, he starts finding, like,
they're firebombing
just kind of
Beijing or something.
Well, just, like, strange occurrences, kind of like, I mean, just saying, kind of like the coronavirus, you'd hear little bits and pieces out there, but eventually it makes its way to the mainland, and they start hearing about like these people coming back to life and stuff. And they're like, no, come on. Well, then they hear about riots in the cities as like the news isn't reporting everything, so they're just calling it riots. And there's like reports online about cannibalism in the cities. Well,
this is zombies eating people.
I mean, and I'm skipping through a good bit because this is written like a diary as well. Well, basically, it gets to the point where the zombies have overrun the cities, and they're come to a resolution as they're going to just bomb the cities because there's just so much, and they've given up. So they literally drop a nuke on like major cities to try and curtail the spread. And the guy, he lives close enough to San Antonio that he's got to actually get out of there. Well, he has one neighbor down the street that he brings with him, but it does a really good job of like learning about the zombies. Like, you know, everybody knows what a zombie is, but in this world he had to learn. And these 3 zombies like were walking off the outside of his fence, and he like catches one on fire by burning it with gasoline. And he realizes that like this thing walked around for like another 15 minutes before it finally died. So he's like, you know, they're not alive.
It's like note to self. It's like fire takes too long.
He knows that they spawn or they you know really respond to like sound and stuff like that. But and they go through like a thing talking about like, well, when they're dead, their inner ear like gets more rigid or like dried up, so it echoes sound better, or something like that. It describes it more. It's like that's how they locate by sound more so than sight. But they eventually end up having to escape the town because it's going to get blown up. They go to like a racetrack that has a little biplane on it, and they use the little air track to like take off. They get out of there, and I mean the book it starts off small and then it gets more and more
global.
Yeah, because eventually you get to where there's herds of like zombies, just kind of like in Walking Dead, where they're just moving along, and there's a shadow organization that's like out there that they don't really ever reveal a whole lot about, but they know about where the virus came from. But like at one point, there's this basically you find out he was a terrorist and he was in the U.S. and his mission was to go and assassinate somebody, but they never get into a whole lot of stuff about it. But the U.S. guy and the assassin or the terrorist basically they become friends because they're both just trying to survive.
Yeah,
and this shadow organization has these like tools where they drop basically like a hurricane siren, but it just drops from the air, lands, and it just starts playing this loud siren because
it draws in all the zombies.
Well, yeah, because the government guy, when they contacted him, he refused, or the pilot, he refused to help them because he didn't know who they were or what they wanted. So they did this to like basically keep him from being able to stay where he was at, holding up in like this old like missile silo. I think they wanted him to like launch the missile, and he refused to do it. And they dropped this thing towards
drawing zombies to him.
Yeah. But then it gets to a whole point where like they're living on an aircraft carrier down in the Keys, like it's stationed, like it's not out floating, but they're just living on that. It's like a barrier from the land and stuff. But all the way to the point where like they're eventually get the aircraft carrier running with. There's tons of other people that are with them at this point, and they go off to like Honolulu to try and had to get some kind of intel, and then they go all the way to China to the source and. Just kind of spoiling it, you find out there was some kind of alien spaceship that was dug up out of the ice, and there's some kind of alien-looking guy that's a zombie, and he's wearing like a spacesuit, and he almost looks human, but they're talking about that's where they ended up killing him and reverse engineering some of his stuff, and it gets really wild as it goes along, but it starts off really good.
Damn, I'd watch that.
But I think it would be a really good.
That's a show.
TV show. Yeah.
That's a show.
Because, like I said, it's 4 books and it spans over multiple years.
Yeah. So. And I think that'd probably be good, like the video game that just became a show. Last of Us.
Yeah.
Style.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really good.
I mean, like I said, it's a good enough book where I've read the whole series at least 3 times. 2 or 3 times. It's like 4, I think it's 4 books, and then they have like one little page that gives you a detail of what he's been doing since the last book. It's like 3 or 4 pages or something like that, but it's really interesting.
I'd check that out.
And then our last one is the Silmarillion. We both have that.
I had another one.
Oh, Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I had Ranger's Apprentice.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fantasy series of novels.
Okay.
It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
In a sort of way, where you have, like, the beginning of the book, you have a group of kids that are hitting like 14 or something, and they get to be like chosen into like their what's going to be their profession until they're dead.
Yeah.
You know, their caste system of life. And the one kid, his name's Will, and he wants to be one of the knights and go to battle school and ride the big horses and swing big swords. He doesn't get to go.
Big swords.
Big swords. Big old swords. Big old maps. That was for you, Hayden. So he didn't get to go. He gets sent to apprentice to a ranger. And only because the ranger handpicked him.
Okay.
Like, no one's been picked to be a ranger in, like, forever. Like, it's like you got to, like, hit a very specific skill set to go do that. Because they could, like, they're, you know, daggers, long range, they're, like, recon, they're, like, special forces guys. But this kid, like, he can climb, like, the castle walls and, like, no one knows. But the ranger guy always sees him doing it because he's a ranger.
Okay.
He's the trained guy. His other friends, one goes off, it's like he's like a steward. One goes off to battle school, and, like, they have, like, a rivalry, and then they become friends because he saves his life. And they become buddies, and then it's basically them, like, growing up and going through, like, this world where you have other kingdoms. There's, of course, a bad guy, you know, with, like, minions who are orcs and monsters, and they got to go fight that dude. And then someone gets kidnapped, and they got to go to a new place in the next book. And it's kind of like that. I mean, it'd be a fun show, which I think it's actually in development to be a show.
Okay.
So I'd be interested to see that pan out if they do it right.
Yeah. And then lastly,
The Silmarillion.
which I think would just be a TV show.
It has to be a show. There's
And
no way you can make it into a movie.
and
So much happens.
And it needs to be Game of Thrones level production.
Yeah, it has to be beyond Game of Thrones. It has to be. It's got to be its own class of production because
Well, I'm
there's
saying-
so much that goes on. But it's also a lot that happens over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like the Siege of Angband is like 400 years
Okay. I didn't realize that.
until, you know, the elves meet dragons,
Yeah.
and then it's like, wee.
But, I mean, I think that would be a really cool show. And even if they broke it up into, like, 3 seasons for the first part, 3 seasons for the
It
second.
would be. They'd have to do multiple seasons because you got the creation of Arda, so you have all the Valar.
I think that should be just kind of summed up really, really quickly because
That should be like a couple episodes of it happening. And because it builds the backstory of Morgoth when he's still Melkor, where he's out in the void searching for the flame imperishable so he can create life, and then his growing discontent with Eru, who's God, and then this great song that creates Earth, and then his going there and just being a douche and dismantling everything the other Valar are building.
I feel like in the first Lord of the Rings movie, that should be summed up with like when Galadriel's like talking.
Yeah.
I think that should be summed up that way because if not, it's going to be very political.
Much that once was
walking around
is now lost.
for a long time.
For none now live who can remember it.
I saw some TikTok where it was this girl sitting there and she's eating popcorn. It says normal people and they're watching Lord of the Rings. And it's just Lord of the Rings fans. There was the same girl. She had like a blanket over her. She was holding a ring, reciting the intro. Yeah, I mean, the Silmarillion, there's so much, like you said,
Like
so
the
much
years
goes
of the
on.
trees, the year of the lamps, Fëanor crafting the Silmarils,
I mean, and it might
the
disappoint
War
people.
of Wrath, the War of the Powers.
Well, it might disappoint people, but there's a lot of stuff they would probably have to skip over to make it fit into a TV show, even with multiple seasons.
It would have to be multiple seasons because there's so many different little storylines that happen. That would be cool to see.
I mean, I'm sure they would have to cut out a good bit just because there's just too much to cover, even for a TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some characters that are really important.
And there's some show now that Amazon's doing that they think is about it. It's not. No, it's not. The Rings of Power. Yeah, that bull.
But see, I think like
I hate that show so much.
Silmarillion, have that as a show, and then make spinoffs or like miniseries about the like just the other little parts, like you were talking about with the other books.
Like the Children of Hurin.
Make that a miniseries that's still
Baron and
connected to the main
Luthien.
show. I think that would be a good way to.
Baron is like that's like the ultimate like get the girl test Because their dad's just like, oh, yeah? Like, you want to marry my hot elf daughter? Well, guess what, buddy? You better go get a Silmaril off Morgoth's crown and bring it back here, and maybe I'll say yes.
Okay.
And he got one. He actually got two, and then he got his hand bitten
I was
off.
going to say, doesn't he lose his hand?
Yeah, he loses his hand to, I can't remember the name now. I'm blanking on it because I wasn't thinking about it. Like the main werewolf, and the werewolf like goes insane because he's burning from the inside.
Yeah, I remember that.
From the Silmaril. Mm-hmm. And then Huan shows up and fights Sauron.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, we've talked about Lord of the Rings a lot before, and the Silmarillion would make a great TV show because movies just wouldn't contain it enough.
No, we've gone a little over on time.
That's okay. We're still.
Do we want to do a sit-down separate episode?
No, we're
that we can release.
Yeah, we'll just. I'll go with the news that I have here, and I'll hold on to my reviews for the next time we record.
Okay.
Since you haven't watched anything.
Well, yeah, I was playing Supreme Resurgence, and we were watching some gameplay because for the new Warzone, they got rid of the backpack thing, so it's like Warzone 1.
Welcome to the Warzone.
They totally changed. Oh, there's stuff in the game. Things are different. Excuse me. This ADS is, or not the ADS. Aim assist. Totally different now. Like, 'cause you had like the aim assist types. Standard, curve, dynamic. That's all gone.
Yeah.
All gone. It's because I guess they're trying to level the playing field between PC and console. And I'm like, I've played Warzone on PC and I've played Warzone on console. I'm telling you, like, you might think aim assist is like this mega thing that helps. It does not. I am better with a mouse.
Because you can just point and click.
Because it's snap my, I can move my whole hand,
Yeah.
my arm. It's not my thumb.
Yeah.
I'm not having to control all this with one digit. It's my entire hand.
Yeah.
To slide and, to flick into something and just hold it down.
And it can move at the speed that you move the mouse.
Yeah. And I can hold down and just drag my hand.
Even as the thumbstick, no matter how fast you move the thumbstick,
Yeah.
it's still going to move calibrated to whatever it's set at.
Yeah.
So.
Like,
Mouse and keyboard have the advantage. They just don't understand it.
Yeah, they don't. Well, and now aim assist has been nerfed, so it's probably going to be worse.
Now, one thing I have to say is they have like monitored the voice chat. They do that, and then they put out the most toxic trait that they could have done in all of Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, hostages. I can take a body shield hostage. It's
and
like
talk to him.
And talk to him. Yeah. Okay.
I saw
because I've been chat banned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
On the other one, and I wasn't even saying like bad stuff.
Well, I've seen like videos in the beta where this guy like takes a guy hostage and there's a bed in this one room. He like leans him over the bed. He's like, "Yeah, you like that? You like that, don't you?"
Time to bend you over the barrel and show you the 50 states.
Why would you put this in the game but then leave chat ban on?
No, you can't. No,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, Tom.
No one's gonna be able to talk to each other.
I know.
After like a week.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know.
A little bit of other news we have is the game Control and Alan Wake. Have you ever heard of those?
I've heard of the Alan Wake games. Never played them, but I've heard of them.
Control's like I guess it's the Xbox version of Alan Wake.
I thought Alan Wake was on Xbox.
Oh, I don't know. But either way, they're making a series and movies for both of those shows.
Okay.
Let's see. Jurassic World. It's going to be called Jurassic World Rebirth. And it says the title confirmed alongside plot details set 5 years after the last Jurassic Park. And this is going to be like it says they're racing to secure DNA samples from the 3 most colossal creatures across land, sea, and air.
I got to pee again.
Well, you're going to have to wait.
You talk.
Because basically the creatures are slowly dying off from something in their DNA. So they're trying to go and find the DNA samples from these big creatures. Let's see. GameStop is going to have a GameStop Retro. And basically, GameStop Retro is announced and it will focus on retro gaming, which kind of self-explanatory there. And then Borderlands, because it's done so horrible in the theaters, it's already coming to digital on August 30th, which by this point you hear this, it'll have been out. And I'm interested to know if you've seen it. Let us know what you think about it, because I haven't seen it yet. I probably will once the price comes down a little bit on the theatrical or the digital release of it, but we'll see. There's a new TV series that's going to feature stories from God of War, Sifu, Warhammer 40,000, and more. It's going to be it's like an anthology series, and it's going to be kind of in the vein of Love, Death, and Robots as far as like the animated kind of stuff. It'll be on Amazon Prime, and it premieres on December 10th. I think it's called Secret Level, from what I can tell, but I'm not exactly sure. CD Projekt Red is working on more of the anime from the Cyberpunk. It was released on Netflix. They had like a 1-season anime, which was really good. They're working on more projects for that, for the animation stuff. Call of Duty's bringing back Warzone for Verdansk.
Yeah.
So we'll have that. Sigourney Weaver has been confirmed for her Star Wars debut in Mandalorian and Grogu.
Who's she playing?
Doesn't say, but she will be in that show.
Is she playing that one other woman in Star Wars other than Leia? I don't know who she is, but I hate her.
The Joker 2 director says Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn won't have past iterations' signature accent or other personality traits. So she's going to be Harley Quinn in name only in the Joker 2. She won't act like Harley Quinn from any other incarnation. So basically, they just took a character and named it Harley Quinn.
These the same people that did Rings of Power?
Probably. And then lastly,
that made Elrond like this like little nerd kid, like Doogie Howser running around with his short hair. It's like Elrond was like a G in Lord of the Rings.
And then lastly, they're making an Injustice 3, which was the super DC superheroes fighting each other.
Video game?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're gonna make.
What's the third one going to be about?
I mean, the story keeps going because I've had some of the comics.
Injustice 2 is with Brainiac, right?
Yeah, and I mean the story keeps going. There's a lot more that goes on.
Mm-hmm. Where Superman like interfaces with Brainiac and can control him.
Well, Superman actually becomes like one of the Yellow Lanterns at one point. The Spectre shows up,
and he mind controls Batman.
I mean, there's a whole lot of other things that go along, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And I think that's all the news I had. What'd you think about that, Tom?
It was great.
Great.
Well done.
I'm glad you approve.
Yeah. You did a good job, buddy.
All right, well.
To explain yourself.
Huh?
Where you been?
Oh, I had
To
to pee.
explain yourself.
Oh, okay.
I was in the Wiz Palace.
No rational person would do as you have done.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Most people, when they have to pee, go to a bathroom to alleviate themselves.
All right, well, that's all I have for today. So, bye.
That was a long episode for us.
It was, yeah. It could have been longer, but I just figured we'd cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, people's attention spans.
People leaving to go pee.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you gotta pee. You gotta pee. I was drowning
I had
over
a
here.
can right here.
We've been good friends for a long time, Mitch. We're not that part of our relationship yet.
All right, well, I'm Mitch.
I'm Tom.
My name is Hayden.
Hayden would be like, "Oh God, you gotta pee again? Oh, I guess we'll pause while you go to the bathroom."